Hello, everybody. Another week, another Wednesday, another beat and greet. We're here. We got the fucking coast to coast record label host, all around badass, Miss Anna Morgan, here on the show today. And without further ado, let me bring her out. We can start asking some questions. We can start listening to some music. Hope everyone out there is doing good. Thank you for joining us. I see you making noise in chat. So without further ado, one time for our guest, Anna Morgan. Hey Anna, how you doing?
Yo, what's up, Eric, man? How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for wheeling on out to us over here.
I'm the substitute teacher part.
Straight substitute teacher vibes. I mean, that always, warmed my heart when I saw them wheeling that shit into the classroom. I kind of miss it right about now. I wouldn't want to be in a classroom with all this shit going on, but I kind of do miss those substitute teacher vibes. So where you coming live to us from?
Right now I'm in Palmdale, which is about an hour outside of LA. So it's like over the Angeles Crest. It's, if you know Afro Man, that's kind of all I knew about Palmdale before I started researching it. Is that one Afro Man tune? Palmdale, come back to me. I need you and I want you. You know? No.
No, that went right over my head. I know that one Afro Man song. That's about it. Literally, I don't know Palmdale. I'm gonna look into it though.
He lived in Palmdale.
Oh, okay. All right.
But
nice
yes, I've been here for like a couple years. What's that?
Nice neighborhood.
It's cute. It's like let me see if you. I don't know if you can pick
Let's
up.
see.
Can you see anything?
Just looks white. Looks like bliss, like heaven.
Okay, no.
Nah.
Yeah. For like the same rent as like what I was paying in New York. I have like a giant house with like a pool.
Oh shit.
And it's like sky and mountains, like a 3-car garage, and it's pretty sick.
And what did that equate to
I'm
in
definitely
New
happy
York?
I'm not inside the city. What's that?
What did that equate to in New York? Like a 1-bedroom?
Oh, like a 800 square feet. I have like 15 times that now.
Oof. Damn. All right. That's pretty gas, dude. And have you been there since you moved to California or
Yeah.
Okay. Shit. All right. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just put LA on my thing because that's where I play if I'm playing like home show,
Yeah, absolutely. And
LA.
we've played in where was it? San Fran together, and I thought you were out there for some reason, but that's like what, 7-8 hours away.
Yeah, we played it in the Bay. It was that wormhole Space Geisha. What's her label?
Street Ritual.
Street Ritual.
Yeah.
Collab.
Yeah. No, that was fire. That was a nice way to see the
That
city
was
too.
so much more fun than I thought it was gonna be. I was actually like, I was hanging out with Matt the alien, who's also, and we were just like, that was way more fun than I thought it was gonna be.
He's the one who set off the vibe. I mean,
lit.
did you play opening set on the downstairs too?
I played, downstairs.
Okay. Yeah,
I got like that was my first time meeting Sayer. And he was like, that was one of my favorite sets I heard in a while. And I was like, all right, sick.
Hey. Yeah, Mad Zach was on that shit, dude. It was a pretty tight lineup too, just like front to back. I think Mad Zach.
I love his stuff
decks.
so much. I'm like a big Mad Zach fan.
Me too, man.
Like, I love his stuff so much. He's so good at that like patient, meditative bass vibe. Like it's just quality.
He's got like a tribal kind of like vibe to him, like those drums, man. They always just like get you going. And that night in particular was definitely like, maybe it was because there was like a low ceiling or we were just out there and all those Hennessy's were smacking you in the face, but he just had this like driving tribal, like I just couldn't. It was tribal. I don't. It was like tribal. Dubstep. I don't even know. It was its own thing, to be honest. Like
I think about what he does is kind of like a cross between like hip hop, techno, and like dubstep. But what's funny about that is there are other people that do stuff that's kind of similar. Like you could think about like Cosmic Bridge, that's like Ohm Unit's label. Like his sound would fit really well on there, but he's because he's from the Bay and then lives in Berlin, he's kind of like not even aware of like that whole scene. So in the scene that he's playing in and getting booked in, he's like kind of a solo entity. Like he's the only one with that sound. But there are communities where like that's more like the thing, you know?
Yeah, you think it's mostly like overseas, kind of like the Bristol area, like
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a UK thing, but I mean that's basically the like market that I'm in. It's you know, like what they call the slow fast, or like halftime. But halftime drum and bass, it's a very different thing from what when I talk to West Coast kids about halftime, it's like a really different thing.
oh yeah,
Um, it's
that's
like
like the
more coming
neuro-y
from
halftime, right? That is what they think
uh,
of, or
yeah, like when kids on the West Coast, when I talk to them about halftime, it sounds a little bit more like neuro-y or just like faster, like like 170, but then it's like, you know, dubstep or whatever.
yeah, it's like the
Um,
UK slug wife kind of vibe kind of thing, or
yeah,
okay, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So where do you think you get your style from too? Because like I think you have a pretty versatile style in terms of like the first time we met, it was like I think you said it was like a grime or dubstep night that these guys were hosting, and that made you spin in a particular way.
Oh yeah, I was doing like a 130 Bristol set actually that night. So I'm like heavily influenced by like UK sound system culture.
Yeah.
And there's basically this stuff that some people know it as like the Bristol techno sound, but it's broken beat. It's like breaks, but usually around like 130 in that spectrum. It's influenced by garage, and a lot of those people used to make drum and bass or used to make dubstep. So like someone that people might know that fall into that category are like Pinch,
Pinch.
Mum Dance.
Hmm.
Um, that's kind of who I think of that might be not like so niche,
Yeah.
like have bigger names. Yeah.
So is this
Martin,
are these people who you
Tavares.
you fuck with like when you're trying to throw down like a sort of set like that, or is this kind of was that just back then? Because that was like what 5 years ago at this point.
I still make that stuff. And I've put out like a few tracks that are like influenced by that sound, but it's harder to make it work in the dance. Like in the US, the only person that tours on that sound that does really well is like Madam X.
Oh, true.
Yeah, do you know who she is?
Like I've heard of her too, but I
Well, you
never
might
caught a
know
set.
like Biome.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so a lot of people know Biome for his 140 dubstep stuff. He also puts out on her label doing a lot of that 130 Bristol sound,
Oh
like the
shit.
broken beat,
But
a little
even
bit
then,
more
I
dance.
don't
But
see them that often, like on lineups or anything. Is it just mostly did they stick over there or what? They stay over to the UK shits.
they're like some of the few that come this way and have been successful doing US or North American tour, like touring in this market.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of yeah, a lot of that sound just doesn't make it over here. Like people just like don't get it. Or
Yeah.
there's a party in New York called Reconstruct. Have you been to
Okay. Yeah,
Reconstruct?
yeah.
Yeah, so like legendary party. They book a lot of that sound.
Wait, isn't that where
Yeah,
we
they're
played? What was our show? Was it a reconstruct
I
show?
don't
Dude, I
remember.
tried to look it up too. I tried to like be, hip and fucking know it, but I think, I don't know. That name does sound familiar. Maybe it's just because I've heard it a couple times, but maybe I'm misjudging it. Maybe they didn't book us. But yeah, from there, like to what I've been hearing now, and I think that like that San Fran said it was more like dancey, more of I guess like footwork or alt footwork, like you were saying. Is this a product of moving to
I think
LA?
the San Francisco set, I like kind of started out with like some noise, and then from noise, I went into like dubstep, like straight up like dubstep, like dubs, and then from there, um, I went into yeah, a lot of footwork and like hybrid stuff. That's kind of what I do at my label. Like it's not exactly footwork, but it's influenced by footwork and juke. But it's this hybrid sound that's got a lot of one of the things that I think is really great about footwork because it's so sample heavy, you can pull in influences from all over the place. Like if you go to different cities, like Mexico right now has a really pop-in 160 like footwork scene,
Mm.
but then they bring their own like Mexico vibe into it. So you got
Oh,
like like reggaeton, and you have like um cumbia and footwork are close BPM wise, so they actually make kind of an interesting combination. But like you can hear all these like sounds if you go, like the scene is small but it's really strong internationally. So from city to city there's definitely like a distinctive kind of flavor, and then each producer has their own style as well, you know.
Oh shit.
So yeah, what I do is kind of like a hybrid of a lot of different worlds. What I try to do is just like play like music from my friends and like my stuff, and just throw it all together and like
Yeah.
tell a story about like where I'm from and where I've been.
Definitely. And as that evolved, I mean, clearly that's evolved over the years then too, right? Like from where you've lived to where you've even played, it's like getting to experience all this new kind of music. Like I never heard of the fucking Mexican footwork or anything like that. But you said when we were doing the sound check that you're actually getting signed to a Mexican label, or you have a
Oh
song
yeah, I have
coming
a
out.
release coming out like next month on a Mexican label called Armada Sounds. They're just launching, so they're based in Mexico City, and I've played in Mexico City last year. We did a Worst Behavior tour that was myself, Bell Curve, and A Fruit,
Ooh,
and we one of the cities we stopped in was Mexico City, and it was definitely my favorite spot. And I didn't know, like they have reached out to me trying to book me like for a while, and I was like, oh cool, that's cool that they want to bring me down there, but I didn't know there was like such a strong scene of producers there. But I think right now, like more popping than anywhere else in the world, like Jalapa in Mexico City, like has a lot of like footwork influenced, juke influenced, and a lot of them are getting really into incorporating a lot of jungle into that sound too.
ooh,
So like they have like a bunch of different collectives
shit.
that are popping up in Mexico for this sound, which is sick. You know, it's really
Yeah.
sick.
You think them being like kind of I don't want to say alienated in a way, but like them being part of like their own scene in a way. I'm sure even Canada, we played Future Forest too. They've got their own vibe, but it's still sort of North American. Does and the music that's coming out of Canada, it still sounds like most of what's coming out of the Northeast and stuff like that. The Maybe I'm just putting a label on it in my head and I got to listen to it. But do they have their own like niche down there? Do they have their own like scene that's blossoming, or are they taking influence from up here that and then kind of bringing
Yeah,
it
they
down
have
there?
their own scene that's blossoming, that they've been like the people that have been growing that sound that they've been doing for a while. And then there's a city called Jalapa that's kind of like thought of as like the footwork capital, you know,
Really?
of Mexico. And
What?
there's a guy there called DJ Chedraui, and I got to meet him actually. He happened to be playing a show like maybe the next day after my show, like, and I was like, yo, I gotta go to this. And my friends were like, you know this guy? And I was like, yeah, of course, like I've been following his music, he's dope. And they were surprised I even knew who he was. But it was dope to like, he didn't really speak English, and my Spanish is, it's decent but it's not great. But it was sick to meet him and see him play. And I and just to learn about like the community down there, which, they're really cool. They're definitely doing their own thing for sure, but they're also very much linked with a lot of this community. Like I said, it's a small scene but it is international, it's really strong. So this is how, like, I've had a lot of North American producers hit me up and ask me like, how are you managed to like tour so much outside of the country?
Yeah.
And a lot of it has to do with the fact that I belong to this community that happens to be international. And even though it's a small scene, people are really passionate. So, it's a good network, in terms of getting around.
Definitely, man. And I've seen like doing some of the lurking and stuff for the interview. I've seen like one of your first posts on Facebook was from like a Hawaiian music festival. And then, a couple, I'll scroll up a little bit, it's fucking Outlook. And then, you're playing Future Forest, and you got people from Russia on your label and stuff. Like, is this all just because you've stayed, with your head down and kept working and like connected with like-minded people, or did you like happen to know one person that led to the whole thing, or like you said, it's just a small world at the end of the day?
It's a small world and it's a small scene. The Outlook thing happened because I had been obsessing over their lineups, and I was like, I gotta go there. Like, I'm gonna go. So I finally, like 6 years ago, 5 years ago, went to Outlook. And while I was there, I happened to attend a meeting. They have this like learning center. And so I attended a lecture that was put on by some UK kind of legendary promoters who had kind of built the grime, dubstep, and drum and bass scenes in UK.
Yeah.
And like they were, and so, you know, one of the founders of Outlook, the main booking guy, was there. And so I was asking questions because I also was like promoting and throwing parties in New York, and I was throwing mostly parties that was showcasing a lot of UK focused bass music. And there's not really a scene for it. So I was really curious about how to grow that. And so yeah, I guess the guy just remembered me because I was asking questions. When I got home, I literally just sent him an email just saying thank you for, because I was like, if anything, it's the curation, it's your work, it's your lineup that brought me there, and it was so inspiring. And I just want to say thank you. I didn't mention that I was involved with music at all, that I was like a DJ or producing anything. I just said that, and the guy hit me back and was like, "Thanks so much. We put so much love into it. Do you want to play next year?" And then they just kept booking me like every year.
Wow. Damn, it's just being affirmative, I guess. Not even in the sense of like being hounding somebody, because that, I'm sure they get a lot of that. Oh, you're the guy from Outlook, you book Outlook, and then people buddy up to them, but just being authentic in a way. I feel like that's pretty much
I
your
think
MO.
authenticity will get you really far in
Yeah.
life,
No,
especially in the music industry.
yeah, I mean, you could say the opposite too, and you could say like,
Yeah.
buddying up, and it's all about who you know. But like, I think your MO has been, it's good to see when you do achieve such like nice things, like the New Year's Eve opening set and stuff like that. Like, there was a bunch of big things, the Outlook, sets, and you just launching a fucking, what do you call it? Like, I guess artists from all over. It's not just your friends or anything. You're doing bigger things, and I think it says something about just being authentic in a way. You don't need to buddy up to the next biggest guy or fucking just kiss somebody's ass or anything. I think if you just keep grinding and create the platform that you want to have available to you, and I think that's what you're doing. Whether it's you throwing shows or putting out the music, it gets reciprocated in a way. And your fucking career is kind of like a statement to that. It's nice, it's refreshing.
Yeah, it's really just about wanting to see stuff. I mean, and it's not like we all love to like hustle. Like, I mean, I do like curating and throwing parties, but I wouldn't do it if I was going to parties that already had all the things I wanted there, right?
Wow, true.
So it is kind of like seeing like, okay, there's a need, there's a desire that I have, and I want to just articulate that and manifest that so me and my friends can just like have a good time hanging out there. Like as someone who basically identifies as an outsider, I think it's often felt like if I want to have the things I want to have, or I want to see the people I want to see, or I want to bring the artists I want to bring, like, and no one else really is bringing them, then I got to do it, or else it's not going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not really the case with the whole scene though. I feel like a lot of people do. It's only because it got to a certain point that people are involved in it now. If it was back to being the underground thing that it was like 10, 15 years ago, which I wasn't even a part of it during, I think it wouldn't have a lot of the problems that maybe it would too, because this is just, I think, a human problem, all the bullshit that's going on and stuff too. But this mass cleansing of the scene too, it kind of needed to happen, because there are a lot of people who are being kind of, I don't want to say sidelined, but they're having to put in double, triple overtime to like get a little bit of shine, But at the end of the day, that's what's gonna matter anyway, because you built the platform, you have this thing. Is that what you're trying to do with like Worst Behavior Records? Is give a platform to a lot of people that you see fit, or?
Yeah, Worst Behavior Rex kind of started out as, yeah. So the first time I played Outlook, I made some dubs to play in my set. That was a way I played like a 160, like mostly a 160 set, but the way that I presented it was playing edits of popular like dub classics. Like I made like an edit of like Mala's Changes to play, because like certain tunes, that like the audience understands because you're presenting them with kind of a different rhythm and BPM that they're not used to hearing,
Oh shit.
because there was no one else at the festival playing my sound. So what I did was I made some grime 160 edits, and like I made things that I knew would relate to the audience. so that I could present something that was specifically North American to them,
Oh shit.
like, and so what happened was that hybrid sound started becoming like popular, like in a sense that like I got hit up by I had a radio show on a London station for like a year and a half that was just about bringing on artists. Like I would have guest mixes from artists who make this sound, and they were just like homies, just like my friends. And so basically the radio someone from the radio station saw me do this set, and they were like, yeah, we want to educate our audience about this sound, but we liked how you did it by presenting it in this under this umbrella of like sounds that they were already familiar with. And um and so at the time, I had just become friends with my partner in the label Bell Curve. And they were like, yeah, we should like make a bunch of this stuff and like put it out on like a compilation, like, or something like that. And I was like, yeah, but then we got to start a label. That's like so much work. But then I had a group of friends and we were doing this like weekly beat, like crew, like just like a beat hangout where like once a week on Sundays, like we would just submit a beat we made that week.
Yeah.
And it was just like a handful of us, but I realized we were all kind of producing this sound, which is like this hybrid 160 beat thing. And so I was like, yeah, it'd be cool to have a label where we could just like put out our friends' tracks,
Yeah. And it just grew from there because like you were saying,
Yeah.
I mentioned fucking what was it, A Fruit?
A
Yeah,
Fruit.
A Fruit was one of my favorites on that compilation. You're like, oh man, she's from Russia, this, that, and the third. I'm like, oh shit, I like it even more
Yeah.
now.
So A Fruit is a sound engineer from Russia who basically has been pretty well known in the like 160 BPM community or footwork juke influence hybrid community. She's coming mostly from a drum and bass background, but then like found Chicago footwork, fell in love with it, and became heavily influenced by it. She also has had like a track on like a Tech Life compilation.
Oh shit. Okay.
And she is just a boss. She throws a party in Moscow and in St. Petersburg where she lives called Get High on Bass.
Ooh.
And she eventually, I think, has plans to start a label with that too. But we became friends because it is a small community, like I said, and we have the same name and we were making similar sounds. And so we became friends on the internet. And then she was dating a guy called Bop. He was playing Outlook the same first year that I was playing. So I got to meet her there. And since then, we just had been making plans to meet up. Like I basically was able to get her booked to Outlook the next year. So the next year we played together, and then we just have just been supporting each other, even though she's all the way in Russia,
Dude.
and I'm here. But she's a badass. She's incredible. She does like she does a video game sound design, a lot of that, and a lot of like mixing and mastering for people.
Is like you just said, she's all the way in Russia, you're in fucking California. I'm sure there's a reason why you went to California, but is there, now that all this stuff's going on and maybe some opportunities that were in Cali are kind of fading away, you feel like it doesn't even matter where you need to live at this point in time? Like we could just reach whoever the fuck we need to reach, even if they're in Russia at this point, if they're in Mexico City, like you're running a label that's housing all these different people. Does it matter where you need to live at this point?
I mean, nah, that's why I kind of live outside of the city because it didn't really matter. I noticed when I was living in New York, a lot of my gigs were taking me outside of New York City on the weekends. And I just was like, I just wanted like a chiller pace and like more space and stuff like that. And I was like, if I'm just traveling for work, everything else I could just do inside the house and virtually. So I think it's chill. I don't really, you know what I do think matters actually, is networking opportunities are obviously harder in other places. Like for her, she's been at it for like over a decade. And I think that if she was in a North American city or in London, a place that had a strong drum and bass community that had like more outside reach, she would have been popping like years ago. But because she's kind of isolated in Russia, it's harder for her to get her sound out. And so I do actually think like where you live has an influence in terms of like networking opportunities. But some people are good at doing that on the internet anyways,
Yeah, no, definitely, man. I was gonna ask, like, what's the scene out like there anyway? Is she just like the sole outlier? I mean, you said she throws the parties, but we know a bunch of people who throw some like smaller parties that are just we're just getting a foothold on the scene too. We're just like starting to put on for their city, and now this whole thing kind of slowed it down. How's the scene out in Russia?
Yeah, so I went and played her party in Russia.
Oh shit!
Both one in St. Petersburg and one in Moscow, and they were both really lit. And actually, I had an amazing time. The one in St. Petersburg was in this like abandoned rubber factory, and like it was in like a sound studio, and the crowd like knew the tunes too, like they knew what was up, they were
Wow.
heads.
Damn.
And it's kind of a similar thing, like the nights that I throw, like most of the people who come are other DJs and producers, like they're just heads, like because it's like this left field stuff. So it's like if you're going to be into that, it's like you kind of have to be a sound nerd and like a music nerd.
Yeah.
So, but it was really nice to see that. And then the Moscow party, that one was also really ended up. She said it was her biggest party yet at the
What?
time, and it was a lot of heads there too. Like, and a lot of people traveled from far to come to both of
Oh
those.
shit. That's
So
dope,
she's
man.
the one person kind of throwing, I think, parties with that sound. And then she has this other element of it being very femme focused. She books a lot of women, which is not something that you see in bass music that much, honestly, but especially in Russia.
Yeah. No, that's wild, man. Is that something that you have like um come out to set out to do, is like shine light onto some
Absolutely.
female producers? Okay. I didn't like that's
Absolutely,
why I
but I
didn't
don't
know.
talk about it.
Okay, exactly. That's why. A
Yeah.
fruit, like I was just blown away, and then the fact that she's a chick from Russia, I'm like, damn, okay, like likes it even more. And I like the fact that it hasn't been about that. You've been doing this. This is your what, third annual? So is it 3 years?
That's the
Have you?
third annual.
Okay. So does that
Yeah.
mean it's 3 years old, the record label, or you just started the
Yeah.
compilation 3 years? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it hasn't even been talked about this whole time. It's not like, oh hey guys, here's my femme empowerment fucking label. No, it's like you just let everything speak for itself, and I
That's
definitely
kind of,
respect that.
yeah. I feel like it's really important. I mean, obviously, people who make noise, and are really loud do get a lot of coverage too. But for me, in terms of normalizing this, um, you got to just act like it is what it is. Like that's
Yeah.
at least how I
Ooh.
approach it. Like I don't like I mostly most of my lineups that I've ever booked are either like uh female, like at least more than half of the lineup is women. But I don't, and I also have that as a person of color, it's important to me that we have the same metrics there as well. But it's not something that I talk about, even though it's a part of my mission, just because I want it to be normalized. I don't want it to be like, oh, exactly. Like, look at, we're doing this female producer showcase or
Yeah.
whatever. It's like, nah, these are just producers. These are just
Yeah.
DJs. They also happen to have vaginas, but we don't need to talk about that.
No, dude. Hey, dude. The New York just came out a little bit in you too, man. We don't need to talk about that. Damn, dude. You think like New York maybe has given you this kind of well, first off, like music diversity. Did that come from your family, or did that come from like your where you came from, or you know, and did that give you this kind of, not even to say attitude, but like a just, I'm gonna do it whether they like it or not. Like you're on this path, bro, and you do it your own way. Is that like a New York thing? Is that a family thing, or you learned that over time?
Yeah, you know what? I do feel like that's a really New York thing. I think that we're fortunate, like being New Yorkers, to have, in a sense, to feel that because all these people from all over the world go to New York to make it, right? And so
Yeah,
I do think that, like, when you come from that kind of environment, if you're someone who that it can bolster your confidence in a sense, to be, you see all these examples of people just showing up and making it happen. So it's not like a foreign idea that that's possible to you. um and I also think that a lot of it comes from just my experience. Like I'm Japanese and Jamaican, like, but I'm from the Bronx, and I was raised in a Latin neighborhood, right? So musically, I grew up, in my family's like really like kind of religious. So I grew up in the house. I'm hearing a lot of, reggae, dance hall, gospel. And then my dad was really into like Prince, Michael Jackson, Mariah Carey, like this kind of stuff, Sade. So I heard, was growing up hearing that stuff and really liking it. And then I got really into like rock, like metal and rock, like when I was like in like junior high school. And and then I started going to like a lot of punk and ska shows. And then
Oh
eventually
shit.
I found the rave scene and took like ecstasy, and I was like, this is the thing. Like this is it. Like I don't need to like look anymore. But obviously I take all these influences, dance hall, hip hop, like, merengue, reggaeton, like dembow, like all of these things I'm highly influenced by them. And I like to mix them all up and just kind of be like, yeah, this represents my journey or like where I'm from.
Definitely, man. That's a crazy mix too. That would definitely have an effect on probably just your what kind of music you listen to too. Like that's even the way you say reggaeton. Like I need to start rolling my R's, man. I'm fucking up over here. Shit, man. Nah, that's crazy. You think that's what has like an effect on the worldwide appeal almost too? Like you could play in Russia, you could play in Hawaii, in Canada, and you've been almost embraced by all these people, all these different cultures. You think like having a cultured sense is what makes you be welcome with open arms, or have you been like trying to if you go to Moscow, you're like, let me look up what's good in Moscow. Let me find some. Oh,
Nah.
okay.
Yeah, actually, when I played in Moscow, and I do this a lot. When I played in Moscow, I actually chose to play what I thought would be the furthest from anything that they had heard before. So I
Oh
played
shit.
a lot more like Afro polyrhythmic stuff
Oh
actually when I was there, and they went wild. And because I
damn.
was like, look, people who are interested in this stuff, what they're interested is that dopamine sensation when you hear some new shit.
Yeah. Ooh.
So the further away that I can get from stuff that they're already like used to hearing, the more they're gonna be into it. Like I already know that about my audiences, and so I can trust them to get weird.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Contrast. All right. So is that with your label as well? Do you try to pick like I don't want to say footwork artists, but like you were calling them like footwork adjacent, but do you try to take over one style, or are you doing the same thing with your artists? Like you want them to conquer as many different things as possible?
If you checked out that comp, you will notice a lot of pretty much almost everybody on that comp, like we all know each other and we're
Okay.
kind of working in a similar community or scene, even though we're spread throughout the world. But we did specifically pick, in that sound, there's so much variation. So we did specifically pick tracks from people that showed the breadth of diversity that you can have within that sound and
Yeah.
within that space. So it's like even though a lot of the tracks are either like 160 or 170, um, still like some will be like this is like more ravey and like like this, and then one will be like deeper and more like sound design, and like one will be like more jungle influence, one will be more straight footwork influenced.
Yeah. No, maybe I'm just saying it because it's like the what I'm used to, what I'm like been so knee deep in recently has been like the 140 or 75 or even like the slug wife neuro. So like if it's not that kind of uh kick and snare work, then I'm calling it something else and I'm boxing that all in, even though as much as your whole compilation hits like a bunch of different sides of the spectrum. It's like I don't know, it all fall under that category to me at least because I've just been so fucking knee deep in one particular style of like BPM almost. And I feel like almost everyone
Yeah.
around us, everyone in the scene is
So
obsessed with that.
slug wife is who?
It's that's Cursa, Seppa, like that whole kind of
Okay.
style of like
Yeah,
yeah.
Cursa recently, like we just started talking recently,
Oh
and
shit.
they are making 160 footwork influence tracks
No
right now.
way.
I've heard
Damn.
them. So y'all be ready, but that's happening.
See, that's what's dope about like over there. Like they seem like they're ahead of the curve to a certain extent too. And then like it takes us almost like a whole cycle to like catch up and just all right, they're done with dubstep. Now is when we pick up dubstep. Oh, they're done with the neuro shit. That's when the American producers start picking up the neuro. But like this footwork stuff, where did that like originate from? Is that
Chicago.
really
Yeah, this is
okay?
from Chicago. Footwork and juke. It's basically so Chicago-based music that's a derivative or coming from the lineage of house music. So it was juke, and then the footwork stuff. It's basically like just sped up house, and then it's also rooted in dance. So this is actually a thing that I think why it gets a little confusing for people. A lot of club music, it's all based in dance, and that's kind of the one thing that's different about like a lot of club music versus sound system music or bass music is like if you go to like a sound system show or bass show, regardless of it's in the UK or Russia or in North America somewhere, there's not dances that people do. But like with footwork being club music, it's really a dance scene. Most footwork producers are also footwork dancers.
Oh.
A lot, and there's moves that you'll hear referenced in the songs, and that's true even when you think about like classical music. You know, like those ballad, like classical music, those tunes are all they're named after the dances that you do to them.
Shit.
And it's the same thing with Jersey Club. But when you start to take that stuff outside of the context, or even Baltimore Club, you take it outside of the context where it's being made, some of that information gets lost, you know. But so yeah, it's basically footwork is a derivative or coming from the lineage of Chicago house music, that has its all a whole scene, you know, that goes along with it. It's from South Chicago.
Oh shit, man. Is that like kind of where you got the name idea from too? Because I noticed a lot of like, you know, techno producers, like old school house, like Derek Carter and stuff like that. They all have the names, their actual names, even if it's not their name. It's just the two piece, you know, front and last name.
Yeah, actually, if you look at a lot of the, you know, even the like the well-known juke and footwork producers, they're just like DJ Manny, DJ Earl, like, you know, Rashad, like it's just their names. But not actually the way that because before I started like throwing parties and having label DJing, all that stuff, I just was a raver, and I've been a passionate raver for a really long time. I tried to have a DJ name at some point, and I just was like, this is dumb, because if I put this like weird ass name on a flyer, like no one knows who that is, but people know who I am, right? Like they know me. Like, so it just made sense to take that risk and just put everything behind my own actual name, you know. And the other thing was, because I do make different styles and I do play different styles, I thought it was easier than trying to pick a name that, like, a lot of names, if you hear them, they sound specific to genres.
Yeah.
You know, like true. You think about like dubstep names sound like DMB name sounds like a DMB name. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just like techno name. So, you know, using my own name also freed me up to not kind of feel the constraints of being genre specific.
Oh shit, man. Is that where the like Pikachu hat kind of came in? Because I don't know if that was the first show we played, if you were still rocking the Pikachu hat, but I feel like you had kind of like that was your thing for a little bit, you know?
I love Pikachu. And I think what happened was I started wearing that hat and people really responded to it. And I just was like, I'm just going to play in this because it's fun and it brings out, you know, like a fun, energetic energy out of me when I'm playing.
Okay.
And then I started noticing, like, I played one time a show in El Salvador, and this girl came up to me at the party and she said she didn't know what kind of music I would play, but she saw the poster of me with this Pikachu hat on and was just like, I have to go see her. You know, and there was someone else who told me, like, they're like 2-year-old, like, will be like, can we listen to the lady in the Pikachu hat again? Damn. Like, they just so I think, you know, that really resonated with people. Like, I would go to shows and people I didn't know would just show up with like gifts for me that would be like a Pikachu pendant or like a Pikachu backpack. And I just like thought it was really cute. So I was like, people are into this, I'll let it roll.
Yeah. So is it still going on, or is this have you kind of put that on retirement?
I retired it when Pikachu started getting like really popular, because like the movie and stuff. And I guess, like, you know, I really am like kind of an underground kind of gal, and like, you know, once you're into something and then it starts to blow up more, you're kind of like, meh.
Yeah. It used to be cool back in the day.
Yeah, you're like, that used to be cool, but I've moved on.
Damn. All right. Well, we'll wait for the next hat. I don't know what it's gonna be, but it'll be spectacular. But yo, how many countries is that? How, like, what do you have, like a list of countries that you want to play, or countries that you checked off? Like, what the fuck you at right now?
I don't know. I don't keep a list. But I have played in, let me think, in North America or in like in this, side of the world. I play in Canada quite a bit. I'm at Base Coast often.
Oh yeah.
Um, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Mexico, and then last year I did China.
Oh,
So I did Beijing, Shenzhen, and uh, one more city, but I'm spacing on the name. The Chinese names are a little hard for me.
dude.
And I've done England in a few different cities, Croatia because of Outlook. That's probably it.
Germany? Did you say that already?
Oh yeah, I played in Berlin.
Yeah. Damn.
I have played in Berlin.
Damn, bro.
Um,
No, that's crazy.
oh, Russia, Finland, the Netherlands. Yeah.
Damn, dude. That's pretty intense, man. That's like I don't even know the scenes are going on in some of these places. I could just hope that there's some cool parties going on, but then you fucking played them, man. So, thank you for breaking that ground, treading that with the weed
I
whackers.
know where people will have me. I'm just like, really? You want me to play music? I'm down. Let's go.
That's how it works, right? I feel like we're all going to be super just excited to get back to anything back at like next
I just miss people and I miss sound systems.
uh,
I don't even think I miss playing that much. I just miss like being in front of the sound system, being pummeled by sound. I
like
miss that and I miss my friends.
just giving a bass face to somebody, like what is
Yeah.
this? What is this? Like it's coming though. Is there like a reason you moved to Cali? Is it to get more of the bass in your face, or was it to just escape
It was really just because I wanted to move to Vancouver and I was like, it'd be easier to go west. And I was sick of winter. I was like so done. I've been done with being cold. It's just for like, yeah, no, like winter.
Yeah.
I had enough of it and I wanted nature and like space.
Okay.
And I was kind of playing a lot more on the west, like because for like a year I was with Madison House.
Oh shit.
And so that had me playing a lot more like on the West Coast and like especially like the Pacific Northwest. So that also made sense to kind of just expand, a little bit.
Yeah. Have you been getting booked more for like the Northeast shows now that you've been over there, or has it been working out in your favor?
It's been working out. I've still been getting booked in the Northeast, but that's partially because a lot of people don't know where I live. I'm kind of like secretive about a lot of stuff in my personal life, but like, so a lot of people like don't know. They're like, I didn't even know you were in California. I'm like, yeah, it's partially so people don't think, oh, she's out there. Like, I don't need to book her anymore. Like, I don't want to pay like, the flight fees. I'll still
Yeah.
get hit up.
Well, is there a reason that the worst behavior records page is still on? It says New York. You rep in New York with
Yeah,
that,
because
or
my other half is in Brooklyn and that's where we throw our parties still. I mean, obviously no one's having parties now, but
yeah.
that's where we're based.
Okay.
We are going to eventually move west with it.
Oh shit! All right, hell yeah, man. Well, we're moving like across the fucking pond and whatnot too already. So the possibilities.
I mean, in terms
are
of like, events and stuff.
Oh yeah. No, I know. But
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe one will pop up in Berlin or fucking Russia soon. You never know. Help a fruit. But I mean, hey guys, if you guys got any questions for this globe hopping little mama right here, hit her up. I'm fresh out of questions. We've hit a whole bunch of spectrums right now. You were really good about just keeping it going too. So even questions that I didn't have, we answered. But if you guys got some questions, if not, we could get into some music. If you want to get into that, we got about 4 or 5 songs. And
Yeah.
okay. In case y'all need a reminder, we're listening to some tunes right now. I listened to the first one, and it's definitely got a dancey vibe. So I don't know if you inspired that or what, but all right, we could get into this. We got Mr. Inspector up first. We'll go over to the studio. How about that? Go over to the fucking studio.
Look at your studio.
Oh shit, man. All right, so let me know if you could hear this too, by the way.
I got it, yeah.
Okay. All right. That's good. All right, so first up we got Mr. Inspected.
Fire.
Yeah, for real.
Let's sit down. Fuck this. Let's sit down. 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 Down. Fuck the scripture. Fuck this. Fuck this. Fuck the scripture. Let's sit. Fuck the scripture. Fuck this. Fuck this. Fuck the scripture. Let's sit. Fuck the scripture. Fuck this. Fuck this. Fuck the scripture. Let's sit. Fuck the scripture. Fuck this. Fuck this. Fuck the scripture. Let's sit. Fuck this.
Oh, the scripture featuring Ember. Okay. Left some.
I'm getting like night bass vibes, right?
Oh, night bass.
Yeah, you know AC Slater's imprint, night bass.
Yeah. No,
It's
definitely.
kind of like heavily influenced by like UK like bass line.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
No, you could hear that in that just driving bass, and it's got the kick drum, got you dancing. Yo, that shit's fire, man. I love how you just fucking let us off right there too. Let us off wanting more. So I mean, I don't know if this is a work in progress or what, but dude, dope. I like the build up too, man. It starts off very minimal and then gets to that nice place. Seems like that's not even a sample pack either. That's featuring somebody. Amazing. Honestly, I got no words of advice. I wasn't even thinking about advice during that.
Oh no, yeah, no, I wasn't thinking about anything other than like night bass needs to sign this dude. This is popping.
That's what's good about some of this shit too. Sometimes it doesn't even need a word of advice. It just gets you dancing. And I think that says enough. If it gets you dancing, that's enough. But Message North. All right, we'll get right into the next one because the first one was just that good. But we got Message North, my man, coming out with a tune from today, 51 minutes ago. Let's hear it, boss.
If everyone was the same in this endeavor, would it fall like steel or feather? Will our lives be lost ever? Or is everything gonna be forever? If everyone was the same in this endeavor, would it fall like steel or feather? Will our lives be lost ever? Or is everything gonna be?
Damn, trippy as fuck. I love the vocals on that shit. That was
I
wild
love the
too.
vocals. Did Message North, is that you on the vocals?
Yeah, true. I didn't even think to ask that. Damn. Yeah, I love it's very trippy. It's got like the nice vocoder on it too, and it's
Yeah, it is. That's Message North on the vocals.
dude. Wow.
Nice.
Dude, amazing. Crazy tune, wonky as fuck. You came in here when we had Black Carl on too, and just gave a crazy slug wife neuro kind of fucking vibey tune too. And this one's just hitting the feels, man. Yeah, please go follow the dude Message North. And the thing I would say was like maybe the kicks sound fucking perfect, snares sound perfect. I even love how like the ambient intro leads up to all this craziness, but there's like a kind of a swing on the kick, and I think it was Kyoto last week, dude. He told us like this little bit of advice. If you're gonna have like a wonky kind of kick like that, that's not quantized, maybe the sooner you repeat that is better. So like even like 4 bars, if you have the same 4 bars the whole time and just a little bit of swing, it might be a little bit easier for people to find the groove. Because the longer you keep the unquantized like swing up, the harder it is to people to guess where that like kick is. And it might not seem like much, but I don't know, it's something that he said. It kind of blew my mind the other day. I was like, all right, sometimes I get a little wonky with my drums, and I think that's a good piece of advice.
That kind of stood out to me too. Like I love the vocals, but I did find the groove a little distracting. Like
yeah, and it was only in it, like to me it was only in that last little kind of like swingy part where the kick is kind of what you need to drive in that scenario, you know. So I mean, just a little bit, even if you have it just 4 bars of it being unquantized and then you loop that back in, it could work a little bit better. And that's just, hey, take that with a grain of salt too, because I've heard some really wonky sounding drum loops work too, but Kyoto's really good at that. So I took that and wrote that in my little notepad too, my little mental notepad. But yo, Message North, man, coming through. Please send him a follow again. Dude's only with 200 fucking SoundCloud followers. Every time he comes in here and shows us up, man, shows us how to do it. But okay. What do we got next? We got, motherfucking Smokestacks with the Medusa bootleg. Smokestacks / Research Chemicals. Called him Smokefield. All right. Motherfucking Smokestacks. This another one uploaded an hour ago. I'm going to say, when the fuck did you make this? It's got to be brand new. Let's go, Smokestacks.
Anthem to fucking young rich gay, and I'm young rich gay, and I'm young rich gay, and I'm handsome.
Young rich gay, and I'm young rich gay, and I'm young rich gay, and I'm handsome. Young rich gay, and I'm
nasty.
Oh shit. Motherfucking smokestacks. All right. All right, brother. Yo, definitely a dope one. A heater for sure, bro. Maybe just a little bit more use of like some risers or something to let them know when the drop's coming, or some tension pulling. But the ideas, everything's fucking there, you know. Like that bass is wet. I want to hear that on some Hennies, boy. But in terms of advice for sound design, I don't think it needs any. I don't think it needs any kick or snare advice. Maybe just in terms of tension, you know, pull it in, pull it out. You know how to do it, Smokestacks. I believe in you. But you got anything you want to say?
That was fire.
Yeah, no, that was.
I liked it. That was good.
Yeah, no, it was sick, man. And especially for something that's an hour old too. I'm sure there's a couple more sessions that need to be put into it or whatever, and just tying some more things in and whatnot. But dude, fire, man. I appreciate that one.
I love the vocal sample too. I did not expect that.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, it's released already. You made this in a day and released it? Because I saw you post about it in your story yesterday, you know, when you're like working on something and you want to just give people a teaser. It was literally in your story yesterday and it's out already. You're a madman, Smokestacks. You really are. This dude has like 3 different projects, always coming out with something new. But fuck the advice then. Fuck the advice. It's fine the way it is. I'd probably drop it. I'd drop it like that, just as is. But Mr. Inspect the Deck is up next. Mr. Go Skate coming through. Okay, let's hear Sardines.
Take it out and I'm gonna jam it up your rear end and stick it in your Gogola. Fuck popsicle, you little bitch. I like this.
Oh, and it just ended. This motherfucker, Inspect the Deck. I swear to God, you blue ball us one more time, man. This is like 5 episodes in a row. You just keep leaving us off right at the cusp. I'm interested though, bro. You always keep us left off interested. It's not like, we get to a point where it's like, oh man, 5 minutes into a song, here's a 7-minute song or whatever. But he's always doing this. He leaves us with
That's
a fucking...
legit. I didn't get bored at any point. Yeah, well, I didn't want to hear more.
Yeah, no, I want to hear more too, because it got a lot of interesting ideas. It's got a lot of awesome like elements to it, like weird. I don't know what that instrument is, like a Chinese or Asian kind of guitar. It's like the...
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah. It's like the plucking guitar. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, that was dope. It was mixed in with all the bass elements pretty nicely too, man. Maybe a little confusing sometimes, but like I said, it kept me wanting more. So it's not like I was like, stop it, no.
I liked that it was a little hard to follow. Yeah, it was kind of like, oh wait, what's it? That's what kind of kept me interesting. But I'm one of those people that have some kind of like rhythmic ADD. So like stuff where you're like, wait, what's it doing? Wait, now they're doing this.
Yeah.
Now they're doing this. It does keep me engaged. So So I kind of thought that was cool.
Yeah, no, I liked it. That wasn't a shot at it at all. That was just sometimes there's like a hard line for me that it's like sometimes it's too techie and they add something new every 8 bars or every 2 bars. There's a new of the same. It's maybe the same MIDI note, but it'll be this just a different preset or something. And I'm just like, all right, after a while. But this had a lot of the right elements, the perfectly mixed together, and the only thing I could say, man, is you got to stop blue balling us like this every time, dude. Dude, you left Taboo off like no other, man. Like no.
Do you remember Howie Lee?
Howie Lee? No.
They were like a SoundCloud kind of like SoundCloud trap guy or whatever, but like now they're like they're like a Chinese artist, and they're making this kind of reminded me of some of his like more recent stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice. So it's stuff
They're
like
definitely
that.
like super psychedelic,
nice.
psychedelic, sound designy, kind of trappy stuff.
Okay. Like I could fuck with that. The 808 like really psychedelic stuff. No, man, he does a really good job of doing that, but you know, he just leaves us off way too quick, man. The preemies. A minute 28-second song, dude. Oh man. Blue balls. Hey, I'm always looking forward to hearing more though. Go Skate. Thank you for throwing your tune submission in there. If you didn't already, link us your SoundCloud, because it's dope, man. You got the ideas. I appreciate you always throwing the tunes in here too, man. Finish us off once or twice though. Come on. All right, next up we got another fucking vet over here. We got Elevate, Beyond Doubt featuring M. Harris. Let's go. Motherfucking Elevate music with the vibes. Got us over here into the smoke box, into the jacuzzi, the tropical.
Into the jacuzzi.
The tropical jacuzzi over here. Damn. Yeah, man. That's another one. I don't really have any words of advice. I think it hit the vibe of like what it was supposed to achieve. You know, it's just it's a vibey fucking song. It doesn't gotta compete with the loudness wars. The snares were hitting nicely. The kick was filling in nicely. Do you wanna add anything to it?
I just loved how like playful and like whimsical and like yeah, just like you know, it's not like super serious. It's really fun.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah.
I like stuff that's kind of silly and playful and not just like we need to kill them with the bass all the time. I'm into it.
Yeah. No, and I think I love that kind of shit right in the middle of all this too, because it's just, you know, it kind of reminds you that you don't need to just go right balls to the wall and write the hardest fucking thing or whatever. You could just vibe out. And Elevate does it good both ways, man. He hits the vibes, he hits the hard body.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate you, Elevate, man. And I'm looking forward to the master, because that was the unmastered version. I'm sure you'll work some things out, work some more kinks out. And nice collaborator, dude. Shout out your M. Harris, whoever that is. She's got a nice, lovely voice. But all right, we got like 2 more tracks up. We got Rubik's, then 1 or 2 more. Big shout out to Anna Morgan for being with us. We got the Anna command right here. Make sure to go follow the lady. Go listen to the.
I only just started looking at the Twitch chat.
Well,
Sorry, ass behind.
Thank you for the host before.
Yeah, my bad.
Are you doing
Honeycomb
anything?
is here. Yo, what's up, Honeycomb?
Are you streaming on Twitch, or are you just using that to watch some stuff?
I watch some stuff, and I just when I do streams for other people, I haven't done my own streaming. I just have like it's like I did like the 2020 guys like Ivy Lab stream. I've just done like some fundraisers. I'm not like honestly, I'm not the hugest fan of playing at home.
Yeah.
I miss the crowd. I miss like you know.
Yeah.
Like I think it's really great that you do it for your people, you know, because you know, like I respect it, but I just do it when someone's like, yo, you want to hop on this fundraiser, like, and I'm like, I can't say no to that. It's a good cause.
It's a good cause, dude. What else am I doing right now too? But nah, I feel you. It's been you know, hitting the itch a little bit, that like need to play out itch. But at the same time, you have to like wait 8 seconds for like feedback. You know, there's not that direct. Oh, you drop a song. It's like fucking 10 seconds later, and you're like looking. You're like, all right, I think I nailed that one. But
what I think is mad cute though is that your friends that are like international, that can't always make it to your shows, like they can, you know, peep you in the stream.
Yeah.
They could like be like, yo, what's up? You know?
Yeah. Because you know you're so spread out too. Like you've played in so many different places. Your fans can't even be in the same country sometimes. So having them be able to just join one chat room, I'm sure that's like pretty monumental to see. Like,
thank you.
Yeah, no, it's nice, you know, to see, because some rooms you play in, there's not that many people, you know, and then you're like, fuck, but then you go back home and you're like, all right, I remember, it's just certain sex, and then when all of that gets combined, it's like, all right, we do all right over here.
You have some really talented people sending you tunes.
Dude, it's been really humbling and lighting the fire under my ass too, because I'm like, dude, these people have 200, 300 fucking SoundCloud followers. They're the next up. I got to get on my shit. If this is the production that's like not even being heard yet, not like on the cusp, people just cooking up, dude, we're fucked. But yeah, you want to get back into it? We got like a couple more submissions.
Let's do it.
3 or 4 more, 3 more maybe. Let me check. We got Dem Check up next though. This man Demcheck says I probably hate him for it. Nah, man, but that's definitely not, bro. Definitely not. Hate's a strong word. That's definitely not the case, man. But I mean, hey, they it's not. I would kind of agree. There was parts that it could use a little trim or just a tone down from that intensity. You know, you kind of just broke off into like a drum loop, like somewhere around here, I think. And even that, it could have either extended or you could have just got rid of the drum loop too. You know, maybe just started a whole new lighter on the ear section and then brought it back to that. But yeah, man, it's I think you could just take parts of that and just cut out some time, you know. But it's not bad in any way. You have the variety there. But yeah, less is more. Maybe there's 5 minutes of wobble right there. It could be like 2.5, and then some bridge, you know, or some chorus or something. But yeah, do you want to say anything? You wanna?
You know, yeah, I guess the bass is doing a lot of kind of like switching up ideas a lot, and I think that you could just kind of pick maybe one or two strong ideas that worked and just kind of keep that, you know, like rather than just sometimes I find like if I'm like just doing a lot of switch ups, it's because like I don't have a main idea, you know, like I'm kind of still trying to figure out what I want the song to say. So like I guess maybe just kind of zone in on like what you want to say, like what maybe one or two phrases, and just keep that, and so that we're not going on such a long journey, just like waiting to hear what the story is or what the point of the story is.
That's true. Yeah, there was like it needs to be a middle ground between you and Blue Balls Magoo over there. You know? So no, it was I think like what she said, there was parts too that I'd bass face it too, and then you'd grow out of that eventually, or it would go on for long enough that you stop bass facing, you know. So I think you have the ideas there too. There was like a couple of the wobbles, like maybe
like you could,
that was filthy.
You could probably get like 5 tunes out of this one.
Yeah, no, that's a good way to put it too, man. Just keep using this one as inspo, some D&B, some footwork. Just keep switching it up, man. But yo, dope stuff, dude. Thank you for the song donation. And we got Mr. Rubik's up next. We'll fly through these. Mr. Rubik's.
The most venomous snake in the world. one wild unit. This is the snake you don't want to get tagged by. Beautiful coloration. Hey. Whoa. Settle down, mate. Go. I wouldn't want to take a whack off a snake this size. A lot of people think that snakes are evil, ugly monsters that cruise around killing people. And those fangs, they're like hypodermic needles. 2 hypodermic needles sitting in the back of their head ready to... This is where you see the work of my dad, right here. He taught me to be one-on-one with the snake, to be at one with it, to feel it in my fingers, to allow the snake to feel. There's no danger. Settle down, sweetheart. Settle down now. She's just trying to tag Steve-O on the face. I know you are, sweetheart. You're a beautiful snake. You're absolutely gorgeous. Look at right in your eye. Just starting to get a little aggressive. Next start to pop up, that rapid tongue flicking, it's getting upset. She knows that I mean her no harm. Crikey. Like this, don't muck with it. And one thing's for sure, don't try this at home. This snake could have enough venom to kill me and 100 other blokes out here in the West. What an honour to share territory, share space with such a beautiful animal. Oh, Steamer, I gotta tell you, I'd rather deal with this snake than a lot of people I know.
You know what? Steve Irwin's straight spitting facts too. Says I'd rather
Crikey.
deal with... Dude, Steve Irwin. Wow. All right. I think you win just based on sampling that, you know? Just based on sampling the Madman. But, yeah, Rubik's, that was dope. And Demcheck, I would... Not to, like, compare any or say, like, oh, try it like that. But he had a lot of... It was long. That was like a 4-minute long song too, I think. Let me just check. Yeah, 4 minutes, and there was just like 3 or 4 different sections that it was kind of just clear were different sections, and maybe either have the song like progress like that too. Like it just kept getting harder. The drops, you know. The first one was good. It got you vibing. The second one was pretty dope, and then the third one I was like, oh shit, man, this is good sound design, good everything. And I think you had that in your tune too, Demcheck. But maybe just the way arrangement could be a big thing too, you know, and where his needed to loosen up on the bass, it added the meme. So I don't know, man, maybe just add a meme. Seems like those are going over well today too. Yeah.
When in doubt, add meme.
Dude. You know, at the very least they'll get people smiling, you know, then they can't really be mad at the tune. They're just like, all right, it had a meme at least. But Crikey, it's called, by Rubik's. Dope tune, man. I think, you know, I don't have any advice for that one either. Unless you do. Do you have anything to say?
No, that was super solid, man.
Yeah, that was yeah, everything about that was nice. Kept us intrigued. 4 minutes too. So Good shit. I'm trying to get to the next one. Where is it? Okay. We got last two. Mr. Bromo Sapien. Fallen Kingdom. Oh, he sent us 4. You want to pick which one? Let's see what he got. There's 4 of them in here. Vibrate, We Poppin', Fallen Kingdom, or Act Up.
I like Act Up. That sounds cool.
Okay, Act Up. That sounds good. The last one too. Save the best for last. Let's go.
They said Vibrate.
They said I don't know if he wanted Vibrate, he should have sent Vibrate.
Hey.
It's out of his hands. It's out of his hands. Anna has spoken. I like the way it sounds already. Got me. Jesus fuck, man. Bromo Sapien, holy shit. Yo, that was gas.
Let's go.
Dude.
That's turn up in the rave joint. I like it.
Dude, for real. That was like the Mad Zach kind of tribal stuff that I was thinking of when I was talking about his San Fran set. He just had that driving, like, boom, 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 and you just couldn't help but just like, okay, all right. Yo, but I love that, man. That was some real tribal shit, dude. That's definitely some get out of quarantine and get the people going type stuff, man. And you mind if I drop that in a Sunday set, Bromo? Because that was gas. No words of advice over here. No complaints. That was all good. Look at how thick that waveform is too. I'd enjoy dropping the shit out of this song. But yeah, man, great stuff. Anna, you got anything you want to add to that?
No, I'm just lit. I was like, that was like, we're going to the rave. There's no question about what we're doing when we're listening to that tune. We're raging.
We're raging.
I like the vibe.
Yeah. Nah, for real. Okay. All right, let's get through it. And it says, what's his name says he slipped one in there for us, Honeycomb. If you want to get through this one and then go over to Honeycomb. People have just been dropping them in. Honestly, we didn't have that many when we started. There was 1 or 2 in there, and then people just keep dropping them in. So I don't want to keep you too long. So we could end it on the next one after this, or there's 2 more. But then, you know, who knows how many doors that's going to open. More people are going to come drop them. But it's been a pleasure to have you on here. I appreciate you being here, spending time with us, giving us feedback and whatnot.
I'm having a good time. Thanks for having me.
Hey, of course. My pleasure. All right, so we got Little Machine right here. Got Little Machine. Never got a submission from this one, so I'm excited. Let's go. Fucking Little Machine over here. Ooh, wrong one. Oh. Fumbling the ball. Okay, here we go. Little Machine. Yo, that was dope, man. Appreciate you throwing your tune in here. Anna, you want to take the wheel on this one?
I used to do a lot of like poi. Like I was a fire performer for years. Okay. And I felt like this tune in particular, out of like the ones that we heard, is really good for, and I think I saw someone mention it in the chat, it is really good for like flowing. So if I was gonna like share that, that's like the community of people I would be thinking about playing it to. Like flow artists would fuck with that heavily.
Definitely, yeah. It's definitely got the, you know what? I should have brought us to the jacuzzi, but it's got that kind of that and the smoke box kind of vibe where it's just like the Elevate tune where it's nice for what it is, man. It doesn't need to fight any kind of like synth war or loudness war, and there's of course like maybe little critiques like a drum, a little bit of a variation in the drum or anything like that because it could always just help, even if you're just helping the automation of like the volume. I noticed you did a little bit of it. I don't know if it was with ping pong or what towards the end, but like the kick would seem to duplicate, but the same sort of idea there, and even have a little bit of variation with just either tone of it or the volume, the volume automation of the kick. But I think everything sits really nicely, and you don't even got to do that kind of shit too. So that's just all splitting hairs at this point. But dope stuff, man. Thank you for the fucking tune. Thank you for the sub as well. And needs more volume. Everything needs more volume, so that's okay. That's all right. But hell yeah, dude. All right, so we got Mr. Honeycomb sent us one. It's called Honeycomb Lo-Fi. All right, boss man. Let's see what we got. Honeycomb, man. You know what was awesome? There was not awesome because I love the beatboxing, but I didn't hear any beatboxing really in that, So it could have been the kick and the drums, but I've also seen you do the same thing on some drum pads and stuff too. So, man, coming through with the heat. It's either the rhythm, the rap beats, or some really chill lo-fi stuff like this. I've even heard you sing, bro, at this point. So Honeycomb, man, just hats off, Doug. I don't know. Do you want to give feedback on that, or is that even something?
Oh, I just was really enjoying the like optimistic sunrise vibes. Like that's how I was feeling it. Yeah. I was like, yeah, like this is a bright blue sky,
Yeah.
I'm all about that.
Nah, for real, man. I'm glad we souped up the jacuzzi scene today for that because that was gas, man. It's for an EP coming out with Tonio Sagan. Dope, dude. I could see you playing piano to that one. I know you did a bunch of work on that shit, bro. But yeah, man. There's the beats just keep coming in. But I mean, I did ask if anyone has any questions for you before you could decide whether you want to go or not. But they wanted to know what was your DJ name before, when you did have an alias. What was it? I forgot to ask that too.
So yeah, now I was just using my name when I started DJing because it just kind of was like an organic thing. I wasn't really like planning on being a DJ, to be honest. So I was just me, and then I went to like a military boarding school for high school.
Oh shit.
And so there I was Captain Morgan. So one of my homies from there, who's like an MC and like a b-boy, he was like, "How do you not have a DJ name? What about Captain Morgan?" And I was like, "Okay." And then I was throwing a brunch party with a dude that went by Sriracha. So at the time, it also made sense, brunch with Sriracha and Captain Morgan.
Ooh.
So I did that, and then I changed my name to Shisa, which is when I met you, Eric. I was going under Shisa, but like no one could spell it right, so they kept calling me DJ Shisha, even though in my logo I had the name spelled out, and I just was like, I don't want to be DJ Hookah. So yeah, that's kind of how I ended up changing it.
Either DJ Hookah or DJ Alcohol at that point, you're just a bunch of vices.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I don't even drink. Like, I'm allergic to alcohol.
No way.
Like,
oh my god.
Yeah, no, hard drugs only. Sorry. But no, I don't even drink. And so yeah, like one of my girls was like, "I don't like that you can't tell that you're a girl because we don't have a lot of girls in the bass scene. Like, you need to rep, like, from the name." And I was like, at the time, I kind of was into it, like, because I was like, I don't, again, it comes back to that thing. I don't want anyone to listen to me just because of my genitals, you know what I mean? Like, or my, like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
so I was just like, yeah, people don't need to know what my gender is. Like, if they like it, they like it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I also heard what she was saying and understood the importance of representation,
Yeah. No, but I feel you though. But who's got that? Captain Morgan, you're almost reinventing the wheel at that point. Like, why? Who says girls can't be captains? You're pretty much the first captain.
Come go after them for that sponsorship. Be like, yo, what's good?
I'm allergic, but come on, I got a lot of people who like it. Damn. And one more too. Like, what was your favorite out of all those countries and shit? Another question that's actually I'm interested in. What was your favorite place to play?
Mexico City,
Really?
Hands down. Yeah, like they just understood me. Like I felt so like on the same wavelength as the people in the room, and like I just felt so accepted. Like I could do whatever I like wanted. They just got it,
Damn.
Yeah,
And,
Mexico City.
What was the place that? I mean, not the place. The promotion company, the record company that was doing all this.
Oh, the venue is called UU. And that's where Con play, like if he play in Mexico City, or like Pinch, or like Code 9, like, that spot. They do a lot of like, just like cool and like, imported acts, whatever. And the people who booked me was a crew called Move Like.
Okay. And what was the thing that you got coming out, the single you got coming out? What's the record company?
Oh, that's a label, a new label called Armada Sounds.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah,
All
they're
right.
also rooted in Mexico City.
Armada Sounds. All right. Hey, so should we keep an eye out for you for doing anything? You got any streams coming up or anything like that? Anything for charity?
I don't know if I've said yes to anything recently. I might be. Well, last year I actually been saying no to a lot of people. I'm trying to finish some music right now and just kind of focus on that.
Okay.
So I've been kind of like, at least that's been my excuse on like why I don't want to stream. I just been like, I'm trying to finish some stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't have any streams planned just yet. Yeah, maybe it'll stay like that. I don't know. I thought about like doing a show because I just did yesterday. I broadcasted a Worst Behavior Takeover on a London-based station, and
Fabric,
I did
right?
an interview. Huh?
Fabric, right? Fabric FM.
Oh, not Fabric. It's Foundation.
Oh, Foundation.
Yeah, so
sorry.
Foundation. So I did a 30-minute interview with someone called Yazis, and she had a tune on the comp, and she also just put out an anime bootleg EP that I just thought was like a brilliant concept. It's like 10 tracks where she just picked tunes from like her favorite animes and like flipped them. And I was like, yo, that's so dope. Let's just talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Yeah, so I talked to her for like 30 minutes, and like someone was listening, and they texted me, and they were like, you need to just do a talk podcast. And I was like, that could be a thing.
Yeah.
I kind of miss doing that.
Yeah. Hey, that's like
Kinda
that's been the beauty of this stream shit too, has been like figuring out that it's not all necessarily like the music too. We've been pumping out the music, and there's only so fast you could go with that. I mean, some people are way more prolific than others too, but I mean, you obviously could talk. You've got experience out the wazoo, you know, and you know a lot of the right people. I'm sure you could do a fucking interview with A-Fruit, and it'd be interesting, you know. Like you know so many fucking so many people. You've been on the path for a very long time, and I think that's where I'm trying to cash in on now too. You know, we've met a lot of cool people down the line. We don't necessarily always get to see them or talk to them or play shows with them or whatever, but you know, we're always admiring.
Yeah, or like you see them, you're just kind of like always in like loud ass rooms, so
yeah,
you know, or like festivals or whatever. It's just like you touch and go. Like you don't have time to really connect like that.
Yeah. And it gives you a new perspective on the whole project too, man. So I learned a lot about you, you know. So I didn't really know all this stuff. I didn't know. I knew you're very like multicultural in terms of like where you've played, but that many passport stamps, I had no idea. I didn't even know the scenes existed there. So I got to start retroactively looking for who you were talking to and be like, oh, okay, get hip to that scene, get hip to this scene. You know, a lot of homework to do now. But yeah, man, we've been going for close to 2 hours now, and I can't thank you enough for just taking a chance on me and doing this. I know you didn't know what we were getting into, but thank you.
No, but you know what? It's been fun, and like I was saying, maybe even inspiring. Maybe I'll start a little show on Twitch.
Hey, I'd tune in. I'll tune in. Come on, us New Yorkers, we gotta represent. You know. You still consider yourself a New Yorker though, or you?
Oh. Come on, man.
Okay, all right. Nah, I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah, no, I mean, it doesn't matter where we go in the world, you know, repping New York forever.
Absolutely, dude. All right. Even on the cyber webs, you know. So we do how we do it. But yo, seriously, thank you for being here and chatting with me. And you know, you make a show, I'll be there to listen.
Dope. Thanks. Thanks for everybody locked in. That was really fun, man. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. We'll have a great rest of the night. We'll chat soon. And everyone go check her out. We got the Anna command. Here we go. Go follow the girl. Let her know that today wasn't a complete wash, you know. She got some new fans. Because I'm definitely more of a fan. But hey, Anna, I appreciate you. Be well, be safe. Peace. Bam. Okay, how do I end this? There we go. All right. Peace, Anna.
Laters.
All right. Hey. Another fucking dope episode. We're going coast to coast with this thing. I knew her from being a New Yorker, and then she moved out to Cali. Still out there repping New York, still doing her thing, and it's dope to see because she's got a lot of stories. She's got some dope music, and she puts on for the fucking scene, you know? And that's refreshing. It's refreshing as fuck. So we told our guest last week that we were going to raid them after our interview, and it just perfectly timed out that he just started too. So I hope y'all enjoyed today.